Did you know Steve Jobs' iconic Stanford Commencement Speech hides a secret message? This video delves deep into his words, revealing a powerful message that can change your life forever. Get ready to uncover the hidden wisdom behind one of the most influential speeches of our time. You know, sometimes you can only connect the dots looking backward. It's something I said on that Stanford stage, but most people never truly heard it. They nodded, maybe smiled, but they didn't feel the weight of it. So today, let's look deeper. Let's go beneath the surface. I didn't just tell 3 stories at Stanford. I revealed 3 truths. Truths that shaped everything I became and everything I left behind. Let me take you back, not to the speech, but to the silence before it, before the applause, before the world called it iconic. I was just a man who had been to hell and back twice. I had lost my company, I had lost my health, and I had nearly lost my identity. But here's the strange part. It was in those losses that I found clarity. When I said, "You have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future," I wasn't preaching optimism. I was confessing survival. Because the truth is, most of what you'll go through in life will make no sense while you're going through it. Pain doesn't explain itself until much later. Dropping out of college? That wasn't courageous. It was terrifying. I slept on friends' floors, returned Coke bottles for nickels, and walked across town for one good meal a week. But that typography class I stumbled into, it led to the elegance of the Macintosh. No logic, just faith. That's the message behind the story. The most beautiful parts of your life won't be the ones you plan. They'll be the ones that surprise you and demand your full attention. And when life kicks you down, and it will, remember this. Getting fired from Apple was the best thing that ever happened to me. Not because it felt good. It didn't. It was devastating, public, humiliating, but it freed me. It allowed me to be a beginner again, to rediscover the hunger. And that hunger led to Pixar. It led to Next, and it led me back, home. Sometimes life hits you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. Don't. Because the hidden message isn't about dropping out or bouncing back. It's about trusting the process, even when it's unclear, even when it hurts. That's where we begin. And in part 2, I'll show you how love and loss can carve the future you never saw coming. We often think love is a feeling, but it's not just that. It's fuel. And when you find it, truly find it, it changes the trajectory of your life. I said, you've got to find what you love. But what I really meant was you've got to let it consume you. Because the world will try to distract you. It'll sell you comfort, disguise mediocrity as balance, and praise you for playing it safe. But your soul wasn't built for safety. It was built for meaning. And meaning comes with risk. It comes with pain. And it definitely comes with failure. When I started Apple in a garage, it wasn't about money. It was about building something beautiful. Something that fused technology with art, with soul. That kind of vision, it isolates you. Not everyone understands. But if you love what you do, you don't need them to. You just need to keep going. I was lucky. I found what I love to do early. Woz and I started Apple when I was just 20. In 10 years, it grew from 2 kids in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. And then I got fired. From the company I started. Think about that. What do you do when the love of your life throws you out? You mourn. You question everything. And then, if it's real, you go back to work. I didn't know it then, but getting fired from Apple was the best education I ever had, because it made me start over, not in spite of love, but because of it. I didn't fall out of love with Apple. I fell deeper in love with what I do. So I started Next, then Pixar, and somewhere in that chaos, I met the love of my life, Lorene. If I hadn't been fired, I wouldn't have built the foundation for the second act of my life. A far richer, more meaningful act. So what's the hidden message here? It's not just to find what you love. It's to fight for it, nurture it, and protect it from the noise of the world. Because when the path collapses, and it will, only love will rebuild it. In part 3, I'll tell you why death is not the end of your story, but the key to living it fully. There's one story I saved for last, because it's the most important. It's not about success. It's not even about love. It's about death. When I was 17, I read a quote that went something like this: "If you live each day as if it were your last, someday you'll most certainly be right." It hit me, not because I understood death, but because I feared wasting life. And for the next 33 years, I looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I'm about to do today? And when the answer was no, too many days in a row, I knew something had to change. But nothing prepared me for the real diagnosis: pancreatic cancer. Doctors told me to go home and get my affairs in order. It was code for prepare to die. I lived with that truth, not someday, but now. And something extraordinary happened. I stopped worrying about failure. I stopped chasing things that didn't matter, and I started living with urgency and purpose. Death is the ultimate editor. It strips away the noise and leaves only what's essential. You don't have forever. None of us do. But you have now. And that's enough, if you choose to make it count. That's the hidden message behind my speech. It's not about school, or business, or even Apple. It's about you, and what you'll do when the noise fades and the mirror stares back. So here's what I ask. Don't wait. Don't settle. Don't live someone else's life. Find what you love. Trust the dots. Embrace the setbacks. Live with urgency. And when your time comes, you'll know you didn't waste it. Because the secret isn't in the stories I told. It's in the way you decide to live yours. Stay hungry. Stay foolish. But above all, stay awake to what truly matters. Now, if this message stirred something in you, don't just sit with it. Act on it. Share this with someone sleepwalking through life. Leave a comment. What dot in your past is finally starting to connect? And subscribe, because your future deserves to be built on truth, not fear.